Many workers still not returning to the office. Joel Patterson, workplace expert, joining me now. Joel, how you doing?
I am doing well. How are y'all doing today?
Oh, I'm good. Recent reports showing that offices are only at 33% capacity compared to 2019 levels. And this work-from-home trend is not slowing down.
It absolutely is not slowing down, but the upside is the jobs report is up. And I feel like as that continues to increase, we start to see some rebound there, that's going to have some kind of fallback influence on what's going on with office space. But a lot of people are holding on to their space now. I can tell you from experience, we have two offices currently, and they're about a quarter full. And so we're consolidating and looking to lease the other ones out. But there's no shortage of people looking to lease space either. So how do you explain that? I don't know.
You got a lot of companies out there already downsizing or rethinking their office space. So they're planning for the future with less employees in the office.
They are, and I think what we really got to do is watch and see what the big guys do. So Microsoft, Amazon, those kind of companies have already said they were planning on a March 1st return to the office for most of them, but as things have progressed, they've pushed that out to probably April. But once that happens, that's bound to have some kind of effect on other organizations, because then, all right, well, now we can actually draw a line in the sand and say, hey, you do have to come back to work. Where in the past, everything's a little bit loose to really know whether or not you can enforce that rule right now.
Do you think that a lot of employers want people back in the office just for the pure fact of having them under their thumb? It's almost like an ego or control thing?
I really don't. I think that employers do want people back in the office, but not for that reason. I think
What's
a lot
the
of
reason?
people like to say that. I think it's because of the collaboration, the growth, the things that just happen organically when you are in a room with people. There's this concept called bursting. When you walk in and you start talking and somebody else says, oh, yeah, that's a great idea. And somebody else says that's a great idea. You don't have that kind of interaction over a Zoom call. And truthfully, it's for those reasons. It's for just social joy. I mean, I don't think it's because we want to monitor everybody. I know that's not what happens in our organization. I know we get more out of them when they're around people.
Talking to Joel Patterson, workplace expert. Carm, I see that lip quivering. What you got for him?
Well, Joel, with more people staying at home, obviously I thought maybe more and more would return to work by this time, but do you think it's just the case that some of these business owners, these private business owners, they're looking at the overhead and saying, hey, it's all about the Benjamins. I can keep more money in my pocket with them working from their own home office?
There are plenty of companies that are saying exactly that. The issue is, what do you do long term? Because they may be taking advantage of the fact that those people were together for quite a while. How do you stay engaged? How do you make sure that it's not about productivity? It's not about all those things. It's really more about people leaving. Because these days with the labor shortage, most companies are worried about people leaving, and the only way to do that is to prevent that is to keep them engaged and feeling like they have purpose and that they're part of the organization. And that is a much more difficult thing to do remotely than it is in person. But I'm not saying there aren't business owners out there that are doing this all for the bottom line, because there are plenty that are. But I think most of them, the ones that really care about their people, aren't looking at it that way. They just want to figure out the right way to stay engaged with their people, make sure they're challenged, and grow a great business.
All right, Joel. Thanks so much for spending some time with us. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You do the same.